Hey guys, so we're going to be looking at another one of our stocks. This will be a new one. So here's the list. Once again, here's the color coordination here on the right. This just kind of helps us keep track of what's going on and possible moves we should make in the near future. So I want to look at Intel right now. I feel like they're having a lot of big news, big type events. So let's just look into Intel. So let's get this off. So it looks like I did work on Intel a while back. So there's a bunch of lines. Um, we have trend lines in here. I'm just going to remove those. Um, and then I'm not sure what some of these are. The 68. Yeah, I'm not sure what my mindset was. So I'm just going to clear the board and we're just going to start from scratch, really. So if you're unfamiliar with what we're doing, we're adding in a very basic technical analysis here where I'm just drawing in five separate lines. So to start off, the first one's going to be like the all-time high for this, which is right around 64, and then the all-time low, which seems to be at about 24, so about a $40 gap. This chart's looking at the past 3 years. So we have 2020 here on the far left, and then today here on the far right. So this one's at an all-time low, I can tell you that. So already I'm thinking I'm gonna add to this position. I do have stock in this. I think I bought it back here close to like 45. I thought that was a strong support line, which obviously it came crashing down after just questionable decisions, which I think are good choices for Intel in the long run, but short term, it's understandable why it came down. So for this green line, this one's tricky because it's like very recent, like the past 6-ish months, 4 to 6 months, I'd say. It's really hung out in this 25 to like $30 range. How quick could it bounce back up? That's We'll have to wait and see. So right now, hmm, we'll come back to that one. If we put in another line, this one we're gonna make red. This is gonna be our like ultimate sell point. Once again, this one's I don't want to put this so high, but like I guess just at a very like long-term basis, just based on the past 3 years, I feel like this is like a good sell point. 55, it's met resistance there a number of times, like for a month straight. Came back here in 21. This is all 21 though. Okay, so tried testing it in late 21, again in early 22, and then it hasn't come back. So that is a very big sell point for sure. I just don't I can't see it coming back that high in the next year. In terms of a buy point, 30 or less looks good. Let's put in like a middle range, and we're gonna make this one blue. Without spending too much time digging into like the research into this one, man, it's so volatile and like I can't see this one climbing back up to 40 anytime soon. And that's what I'm saying is like the long term midpoint. This one, we might have to break this down into like the past year. Uh, yeah, because this one, it started off so consistent from like the 40 to $65 range, and then maybe that little slice around like 55. And now it's just in a whole different tax bracket. This one, hmm, we'll take some time now to look at it. I kind of like these spots. It's just, yeah, they changed so much. So Yeah, I guess on a long-term trend, I'm pretty content with this setup. I would even be hmm. Yeah, this one's tricky to put this buy point at. I don't want to put it here because there's really just, I mean, it is a month and a half, maybe 2 months, but then once it broke down, it's struggling to get above 30. I think what we're gonna do for this is maybe set up like a smaller version. So we're just gonna go back for about 1 year. So this takes us back to 2021 and now into today. So if I were to look at this again, more or less keeping the same line structure. Yeah, this seems good. I'm okay with that. This one, I might I might just split this line. Right. Oh, I thought I grabbed this. I might just split this line right here. Raise it up to 41. Yeah, I'm okay with this one. In a long term and a short term, I feel like Intel's a steal right now. Could it drop lower? Honestly, yes. I do think it could drop lower. Just some of the news that I've heard about them are they're cutting their dividends. They're a dividend stock. They're going to cut those, which for me makes sense because I know they're trying to build property and assets in terms of like their semiconductor production facilities. They want to open multiple locations in the U.S., Europe. Uh, I I think that's really the two, but it's multiple factories in those locations. So it makes sense, but I don't know how like the broad market likes it. And then of course because they're spending so much, it means on their balance sheet and income statement it shows that they're like losing money. Definitely on the cash flows for sure. But they're trying new things and I like that. They're going to be backed by the US government. I really like that. I think now's a good time to buy. I probably will add some Intel. I guess in the short term, like the really short term, 30 might be like the new ceiling. So, what I might consider doing, once again, it's such a short window, and like it's just not worth it to me because the quantities that I buy. But what I could see if I like just happen to time it right, like I might buy, say, I don't know, 4 shares, like roughly $100 of Intel right now at 25. If it touched 30 again, I might sell two of those, or at least one, and just make that quick profit, figuring that it's going to come back down to 25, and maybe then, if I have the money, I'd buy another 4 stocks. Then if it hits 30, maybe I'd sell one or two again, and just kind of play it like that, but still keeping shares like in my back pocket in case it does finally hit these profit margins that it wants and shoots back up to 41 because even though it was like a slow grind between about June and September, really just like a 2 to 3 month window, it just sliced through what I would say is like the fair value and a good time to buy. Not so I guess it's not the quickest, but it really was just a straight line. There wasn't much fluctuation, and even if we go back further, if we expand back to a 3 year mark, right about here, you can see it doesn't really hang out in this range at all. So I feel like if it were to top 30 and get to like 32, 33, I think it's very reasonable that it could all the way go back up to 41 and then I think it'll hit some resistance again. But I could see that playing out. So I think that's what we're going to do. Let me just add this to the chart. So currently it's at 30. The buy point would be around 25. The sell point is 54, and then of course we'll put in today's date. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. I'm going to add in some colors just so we know what's happening here. So let me just pull that up for you. So this is what we added, Intel right here. I'm putting in that sell/short mark at the highest, but like I said, because it's so low and because I'm seeing what is the trouble spots ahead, there's intermediary sell points that I'll probably address as we kind of circle through all these stocks and kind of play this out as best we can. But overall, I think now is a great time to add to it. It makes sense to me. Let me know what you think, and we'll kind of just keep dancing around these stocks and seeing what's available, what's a good price, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. See ya.